Hello students, welcome to SK Online Classes. Today we will be doing a topic which is very common, and when we talk about business, this is the most important topic because majority you will see such forms. So today we are going to start off with second chapter, that is forms of business organization. And when we talk about forms of business organization, the first thing that comes to our mind is sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship or a single person business is the most common you will look around yourself. Now, many of you are wondering which type of business or what type of business sir is talking about. See, from starting from a vegetable seller to a puchka wala, from a cobbler to a person who is riding his own auto rickshaw or cycle rickshaw is a proprietor. If he is doing it for himself, he is not employed under somebody, he is nobody else but a businessman. Now, when we talk about businessmen, we have already discussed in the first chapter any activity which is performed in order to generate some money, and the reason behind you are doing this kind of activity is to generate a livelihood is a business. So the person who single-handedly manages everything, invests his own money, which is called capital, he invests his own capital, he takes care of entire activities of the business. Such a person is called a sole proprietor. So in a small definition, how can we define a proprietor? A proprietor is a person who is engaged in business, who is not only managing the entire business, not only investing capital, but operates the business on a day-to-day basis. Not only he takes decision on behalf of the business, he also takes care of all the activities inside the business, whether making a strategy, whether selling the goods, whether making the goods. So starting from production to procurement, procurement to production, production to manufacturing, or manufacturing and production is the same. So sale of goods, earning profits, everything. Now, what are the good things and bad things about such business? Now, here you all can see there are some merits and demerits written about sole proprietorship, and as you know, I'll be explaining each and every one of this to you. Now, before we move on, there might be a question. You might see sometimes some features given under concepts. So features are nothing different from merits and demerits. Why? Because out of all the features of a proprietorship business, some is good, some is bad. The good ones are merit, the bad ones are demerits. Now, if I start with the first one, you can see here. But before this, I would like to tell you a few things. Already discussed with you, a proprietor is a single owner. So you see, single member is one feature. He is getting the profit alone himself. If he's incurring some losses, he is going to bear it himself. So sole proprietor is a sole member of the business, sole profit recipient, sole risk bearer. Decision making is done by himself, management and operations is done by him, entire risk is borne by him. So all the features which I am discussing with you are either a good point, which is a merit, or a demerit. Now, today, students, we will be discussing these merits and demerits. So without dragging the topic, which is a very easy, let me give you some examples. You see a vegetable vendor selling some goods inside in your locality or inside your complex. Now you see this person is coming, he's selling vegetables, he's going back home, again he's coming. He is not under employment. Most of them, they buy vegetables from the merchant or the manufacturers, and then they bring it to the locality and they sell it to the consumers directly. In between, they are earning some money. A puchka wala, in the morning he's preparing him everything, evening time he's coming and opening his shop, and he's selling goods to customers. Now, what is he doing? Is he working under someone? No, he is not. So since he is not working under someone, he is a businessman. And since he is managing all the activities of the business alone, he is the sole recipient of profit and sole risk bearer. He is called a proprietor. So now, without wasting any more time, let us go and start with the first merit, which is a quick decision making. Now, I would like to give you an example. Suppose I am running a sweet shop, and in the morning, a person comes running and asking me that whether I'll be able to supply 2000 pieces of sweets to him by the evening, say 6 p.m. Now, all I need to check is whether I have the quantity of raw materials with me. If I don't, I have to just call my supplier. So say I called a supplier and asked whether he's saying whether will you be able to supply me the goods on time. He's saying I'll send it to you within half an hour. So I am done with the quality of the goods. It's ensured that the goods will be coming to me within half an hour. The raw materials with which I have to produce those sweets. I ask my employees who are working, will you be able to produce these sweets within this time? He's saying, take the order, sir. Easily we will be able to produce. This much information is only needed, which will take me not even 5 minutes to find out. And then I can take the decision, yes, sir, we will be providing you the sweets. But had it been a partnership firm, without consulting with me, my other partner, would it be possible for me to take this decision? No. If it is a joint stock company, then there are so many members in it. How to discuss or how much time will it take? I only had to say one thing. Sorry, sir, this is not possible. We have to take a decision. So the more the business increases, the extra time it will take to take a decision. Even the smallest of decision will require the consultation of both the partners or more than both partners. If there are 10 partners, 10 people or majority of the people have to give the decision in one favor, then only the decision can be taken. Where in proprietorship, the sole proprietor himself takes the decision, so he can take it very quickly. So this is a good point about proprietorship. Instant decisions can be taken or quick decisions can be taken. So I hope this point is clear to all of you. Let us move on to the next point. Confidentiality of information. Suppose I am running a fast food center. And in that fast food center, I make maybe noodles. Say I make noodles and I use some kind of spices which is Indianized version, but I'm using it in Chinese food, that is chow mein. Now, what are the spices which I'm mixing because of which the taste is enhancing and customers are making a huge queue to order my noodles? Now, whatever am I mixing, I don't have to declare or I don't have to reveal this information with anybody. If I do, then competitors can open another shop. They can claim that this is their original idea. So, I can keep anything secret within the organization as I'm the only owner. Whatever secrets are there, I can keep it within myself. So, I will be called a proprietor who is keeping all his secrets within himself. So, this is confidentiality of information. Now, I can keep everything confidential. I do not need to disclose it with anyone, not even my staff. If I am doing it particularly, I don't have to mention it to my staff. Suppose I bring some goods made from home and then my employees are selling it to the customers. So they don't even know what exactly am I mixing in it. Say for example, I'm running a stall where the papris are made from home and I'm bringing it into these stalls. In the stall, the employees are making the papri chaat and selling, but the papris are made at home. What ingredient am I mixing in that papri? Even my employees don't know, and I don't have to reveal it with anybody. So this is confidentiality of information. Next, direct incentive. Now suppose I have a store. Say now another example. Let me give you an example of a bookstore. Now I am having one branch in which I am only managing everything. I'm the proprietor. Now I am a proprietor managing one branch. I have another branch which is maintained by my manager or which is maintained by that particular shop's manager or the staff. Now we are supposed to close down the shop at 9 p.m. Now exactly at 9 p.m., say in both the shop, few people just arrived. They came to buy books. Now, my manager will only say one thing, Madam, come tomorrow, the shop is closed. The shop is supposed to be closed at 9 p.m. He will close down the shutter and he will leave. Whereas I will think that if I do this, then who is going to suffer? I'm going to suffer. Tomorrow, they might not come to this shop anymore. They might go right now to some other shop who may entertain them. So I will definitely sell it to them. Why will I sell? Because I know if I sell extra, beyond time also if I make some sales, the profits will come to me. So that's direct incentive. The more you work, the extra hours you give, it is going to benefit the proprietor. So that is the reason you cannot expect the same kind of energy and effort from your employees as you yourself will be providing. Why? Because you are the proprietor in the business. So a proprietor has direct incentive in the business. A direct incentive, again, I said, it is the interest of the proprietor to gain more profits, because of which he does everything beyond time, beyond days, beyond months, everything. Like 365 days, 24/7, he will work because he knows the more he works, the more profits he will earn. So that's direct incentive. Next, sense of accomplishment or achievement. Sense of accomplishment or achievement means, you see, students, if you're working under somebody, no matter how much effort you give, your name will never come up. The company's name will shine. So, if you maintain your own small shop also and you're able to do little bit good also towards the society, your name will only come up. It's not about everything. Everything is not about money. Sometimes people, they do business for fame also. If you get that fame, money will automatically come. So proprietors, they at least feel good that they are doing something for themselves. The effort that they give, accordingly the profit that they earn. So the more efforts they give, the more profit they earn, and they have a sense of accomplishment or achievement. They feel like they have achieved something by doing everything on their own. Whereas somebody else may set a platform for you, you may work for them, you may shine, but only within the organization. Organization's name will come outside. Outside the organization, nobody knows you. Because outside the organization, the company's name will shine. So I hope this point is also clear to you all. Now, next, personal relationship with stakeholders. Now, who are stakeholders? Anyone who benefits by the benefits of the business. If the business is benefiting, the stakeholder will also benefit. Such people are stakeholders, like, for example, banks, employees, creditors, then suppliers, then your customers. They are all your, and owners, of course. The owner himself is the biggest stakeholder. Now, personal relationship with stakeholder means, you see, the proprietor himself buys all the goods from the suppliers. He himself is taking a loan from the bank. So he is meeting the manager himself. Whereas in case of joint stock companies, Ratan Tata, suppose when he was alive, he never used to go to the suppliers to buy the goods. There were people doing this for him. So the Mukesh Ambani doesn't go to buy the goods from any vendor. Other people are going. So that's the point. You do not have a direct relationship with the owner of the company, where in case of proprietorship, it is absolutely available. The customers are coming to the shop, the proprietor himself is selling the goods to them. So they feel like, yeah, this is a proprietor, he has introduced. Seeing him, they will believe that the owner is treating me very nicely, this shop is good, let's buy from this shop. So this is how you build a good relation with the stakeholders. If there is a problem, if the customer is able to call the proprietor or the owner, they feel very good. They feel superior that I know the owner of a shop. So this is how it builds a relation, and it is a merit for proprietorship. And the last is ease of formation and closure. Suppose today I am taking this initiative to teach you people so that you understand the concepts properly. Tomorrow, if I think that no, I will not teach, nobody is going to stop me, because this is, again, I am alone doing this work, definitely with somebody's help, but it is my decision. Say maybe the person who is behind the camera and me will take a decision and will close down the business tomorrow. Not a problem. But if I am CESC, or if I am any electricity board, or if I am Indian Railways, will I be able to take such decision? There is restriction. So, in case of proprietorship form of business, it is very easy to start a business. Today, we decided, tomorrow we started a vegetable shop where we sell vegetables. The shop is doing well, we'll continue. The shop doesn't do well, we decided that no, we will not continue with this shop, we'll close. So we closed it. Again, we decided to start something else. will start. Why is this happening? Because there is no compulsory registration. There is no legal formalities for starting a proprietorship form of business. Because of that, this is again a merit, so you can easily start it. You don't have to waste much time. So with this, we come to an end with the merits of proprietorship. Now, we will move on to the demerits. Now, as you can see, demerits are limited because in case of proprietorship, the demerits are actually less. Single person doing business for himself, it's better than definitely working under someone. If you are able to manage your things well, then you will become a good proprietor. Now, coming to that, let us start with the demerit. Number one, limited resource. The first problem with a proprietor is he cannot have huge resources. One single person, suppose he is very rich, but how much rich? Will he be able to open a five-star hotel? No. It requires a lot of fund. Not only fund. Suppose somebody is really, really very rich, but the idea, will he have that idea? Will he have that strong concept of how to run a business or how to start a five-star hotel? Is he that educated? Is he that qualified? He might be qualified in a specific reason or a specific subject. Say, for example, he's an engineer. So the construction and the design, maybe he can still manage. But a five-star hotel design needs to be done by an architect, not an engineer. Then there are various other things, the electricity and other things. How will he manage so many things? It's not possible, no? So that is the reason. No matter how rich you are, resources doesn't mean only money. Resources means all forms of things which are required to start a business. Effort, then your brainstorming, capital, all these things together will be able to put in. So a proprietor single-handedly cannot give everything together to start a huge business. So the resources are very limited. Small businesses, it is suitable. Say you want to open a parlor or a salon, it is very much suitable. Say you want to open a vegetable store, maybe a small fast food center, these are good. But when it becomes bigger in size, you need to change the form of business organization. All right. Next, limited life of the business. Now, suppose I am continuing with a business. Now, suppose one person is running a business and the business was going smooth, but suddenly he passed away. He dies. Then what will happen to the business? The business will be transferred. Yes, the business might be transferred to the next person, but the next person may decide not to do it. Then what will happen? So the business will come to an end. If the business comes to an end, then what will happen? If the business comes to an end, imagine people who were supposed to get money from this business, what will happen to them? They might not even get to know what exactly happened. So there are a lot of question marks with such incidents. If takes place, what will happen to the stakeholders? Stakeholders might fall into traps. So that is the reason when investing in a proprietorship form of business, be very careful. Because if anything happens to the proprietor, business might come to an end. So this is not a good thing, it's a bad thing, so it comes under demerit. Next, unlimited liability. Now the most important feature as well as the demerit is unlimited liability. Now unlimited liability means that the proprietor, suppose a business is not doing well, the proprietor even have to sell off his own assets in order to pay off his debts. What exactly does this mean? Suppose a business has huge losses and the business has decided that they will not continue anymore. So, in order to pay off all the liabilities of the business, they sell off all the assets. After selling off all the assets, say there's a deficit of 20 lakh rupees. The proprietor has to sell all his personal assets in order to pay that 20 lakh rupees. He has to sell assets worth 20 lakh, as in his personal assets will be taken to pay off the liabilities of the business. So this is not a good thing. Business has done the loss, why proprietor's personal properties will go? So this is one of the big limitation of proprietorship form of business. And remember students, this is one of the reason why proprietors do not keep anything in their own name. They buy all the assets in their parents' name, in their spouse's name, in their children, in the children's name. So they will never have anything in their own name because of this reason only. Because if the business goes bankrupt, then their personal assets and liabilities, their personal assets cannot be taken. This is one of the biggest reasons. I hope this point is also clear. And the last is limited managerial ability. Now, suppose on Valentine's Day, do we see any puchka wala or any papri chaat wala giving some kind of sale for couples? No, we don't see this. Why don't we see this? Because they don't have this idea. Suppose a plate of papri chaat is 50 rupees. Say he increases the price to 100 rupees and he says ki buy one get one free. Many will go seeing that there's a buy one get one offer going, let's go. Ultimately he's able to sell his plates at the same price, but they don't know this, they don't have this idea, they don't have this kind of knowledge. Instead, you will see somebody who is selling a papri chaat for 160 rupees, they are giving offer 20% off, so they are even reducing their price, but 160 is too much, way too much. There you are getting this discount, they know it, and majority of the days we will sell it for 160, we'll earn huge profits. One or the other day we will give discount, again gain some confidence of the customers. So these people are actually MBAs and higher qualified people, marketing people. They are working for joint stock companies. So they have these ideas, not proprietors. Proprietors limited managerial ability. Proprietor himself maybe is a person who is doing his business with all his efforts, but he's not an expert in any of the other field apart from his own business or apart from his own work. Say, I know how to make fuchka, I know how to like make all the things of fuchka, but I don't know the strategy how to reach or how to gain more customers. That is missing. So proprietor is always a limited managerial ability, having a limited managerial ability. So with this, all the demerits are over. Now we will go to the next part of this forms of business organization. Joint Hindu family business. Now, what is joint Hindu family business? Now, this is a family business which used to be carried on by Hindu families earlier in those days where we had classified caste on the basis of the work that they did, not by the birth. So during those times, there were many category of people who used to be businessmen, and their families have continued to serve in such kind of business. But to govern this, there was an act called Hindu Succession Act 1956 was introduced, where there were certain conditions. In order to start a joint Hindu family business, there must be two conditions. There are two conditions rather, which should be fulfilled. Now, what are those two conditions? The conditions I have not written purposely because I will be telling it to you all. Number one, there has to be minimum two male members, and the second one is that there has to be an ancestral property. Now, if there is an ancestral property and there are two male members, then such business can easily be started. Now, after doing this, we need to know what happens exactly. Now, a male member in this organization becomes a member by birth. So, anybody who is a member of the organizations or the organization is entitled to share of profits from the business. And as I told you just now, so by birth, a member can become a part of joint Hindu family business. This system which we are talking about, it works in all the states except West Bengal and Assam. This system was called Mitakshara, wherein only male members were allowed to become the parties to joint Hindu family business. But in West Bengal and Assam, a system prevailed which is Daya Bhaga. In that system, under that system, men and women both were entitled to become members in joint Hindu family business. Now, when we talk about joint Hindu family business, the first thing that comes to our mind is a family. So there must be an elderly person in the family, say grandfathers, who used to carry out the entire things inside the business and who had the entire control in their hand. Yes, you people are thinking correct. Those grandfather or the most elderly person in the family used to manage the entire show. And that person is called Karta. He is known as the Karta of the business. And the other people who were the followers of Karta or the other members were called co-parsoners. And the other members were called co-parsoners. Now, co-partners are those people who are following the karta. They are the next member onwards. Like the most eldest member is karta, following then are all co-partners, whoever is a part of the family business. Now, when we talk about this, there are few features only in the syllabus for your CBSE curriculum. So we will follow that and complete this part. Now, the first feature being formation. Now, just now I told you people that the formation of a joint Hindu family business takes place under the Hindu Succession Act 1956. Under that act, you can form a joint Hindu family business, provided two conditions are fulfilled. Number one, there has to be an ancestral property and there must be two male members. Number two, liability. Now, unlike proprietorship, where the liability of each members were, or liability of only one member was there, so one member's liability was unlimited. Here also, the liability of the karta is unlimited. The liability of the karta is unlimited, but the liability of the co-partners are limited. How much limited? Suppose I am having property of 5 lakh. Maximum loss I will face is 5 lakh. This property which I am owning might go away from me, but I don't have to pay any money from my personal pocket. Suppose by birth I became the member, but in future suppose I teach karate or I teach boxing. I earn around 50,000 rupees per month by doing so. I don't have to give one single penny from my pocket towards the business. But suppose I am the karta, I have another business also. From there I am earning a huge amount of money. Plus I am the karta of this family business. Now if the business goes into loss, this karta has to pay off by selling his personal property. So karta has unlimited liability, co-partners have limited liability. Next one, control. Now the entire control, whatever I have told you by this time, you must have understood. The entire control is of course with the karta, because karta is the senior most member of the family and he is taking control of everything. He has control to maintain the books of accounts, and other partners, other co-partners are not allowed to inspect the books of accounts. Only the karta has the right to do so. Karta will take the final decision. He might not discuss with anyone. He might just dictate. So that's the control of karta. Next is continuity. Now, unlike a proprietorship form of business, if anything happens to a member, the joint Hindu family business will carry on. If anything happens to karta, then also the next eldermost person will become the karta. So, if a karta dies, next eldermost person becomes the karta. If a co-partners die, nothing will happen. The business will carry on. So, joint Hindu family business does not come to an end by the death or insolvency or retirement of any member. And the last is minor members. Now, generally we know that we can enter into any business legally from the age of 18. But here, the co-partners are becoming a member of the family business by birth. So by birth, who is an adult? Nobody. So membership is allowed to minors in joint Hindu family business. They can enter the business, they can do all the legal work, but they will not be liable to losses. But they will be able to be a part of the family business. They will also they will do the work. From the age of 10, 11, 12, they are into their business. So that's all for joint Hindu family business. So proprietorship form of business and joint Hindu family business we have already discussed. If you want to hear more from me, then stay tuned. The next video will be for partnership, which will be coming soon to you all. Thank you all of you. If you really like this video, please subscribe our channel, press the like button and share the video. Thank you so much.